Jai Hind everyone and welcome in the Defense Career Academy. I am Mr. Satish Bodke and today we are going to learn pronoun. In this chapter we are going to learn some subtopics such as kinds of pronoun, case of pronoun and usage. This will help us in all other competitive examinations including NDA written examination. So here we will be learning all the kinds of pronouns. There are in all 11 kinds of pronouns. We are going to learn them in detail with examples. We are also going to learn the case of pronoun and then we will also be learning the usage of pronoun. So here on your screen you can see that the meaning of pronoun is given. Pronoun is nothing but a word that replaces a noun in order to avoid redundancy by constantly repeating the same noun. What happens when we repeat the same noun? If I say, let's take this example, Hitesh is my best friend. Hitesh is the noun, and if we repeat this noun again and again in the upcoming sentences, in the following sentences, it will create a kind of redundancy, a kind of boredom it will create. And in order to avoid this kind of boredom created by the repeated usage of the noun, we avoid this repetition and we replace that noun with a pronoun. So instead of Hitesh, we are using here he. Hitesh is the name of a person. It is a masculine name. That's why we are using a masculine pronoun. In the next example, Rohini attends classes regularly. She is a topper in the class. In this example, the noun Rohini is replaced by the pronoun she. It is a feminine gender pronoun. And in the next example, Renan Martin's High School English Grammar and Composition. This is the name of the book. It is neither masculine nor feminine, neither male nor female. That's why we will be using a neutral gender pronoun for it. And the neutral gender pronoun for this name of the book is it. Renan Martin's High School English Grammar and Composition is a book on English grammar. It is written in a very simple language. So if we repeat, what happens if we repeat a noun? If I say Hitesh is my best friend, Hitesh is a good boy, Hitesh does this, Hitesh does that, Hitesh attends classes regularly, Hitesh answers all questions in the classroom, Hitesh is very sincere student, Hitesh is a very helpful friend. If we repeat the noun Hitesh in every sentence, it will create a kind of boredom, and in order to avoid this kind of boredom by the repetition of the noun, we use a pronoun. And the pronouns which we have seen in these examples are all the personal pronouns, and we are going to learn why these are known as the personal pronouns in the upcoming slides. Then the next example is my car struck a tree. Here a tree is a noun and you can still see the marks on it. On it means on that tree. So it is a pronoun which is replacing this noun. So a tree is neither male nor female. We don't, although it is a living thing, we don't distinguish it as living as a male or female. Then the next is the children are playing on the ground. Here the noun is the children. It's a plural noun. That's why we are using here a plural pronoun. And the pronoun is they love sports. They is the pronoun. The children are playing on the ground. They love sports. In the other examples, pronouns printed in italics are used in place of the nouns used in the preceding sentences. So pronoun is a word that replaces a noun, and it's very interesting to learn all the kinds of pronouns and how they are used in the sentences. So without wasting any time, let's continue. Here on this slide we are going to learn some examples of pronouns. We are going to identify first of all. Here the question is, identify pronouns in the following passage. And the passage begins with the noun Cosette. It's the name of a pretty girl child. Cosette could have been a pretty child, but she was thin and pale. See, instead of the noun Cosette, we are using a pronoun here, she. What would happen if I repeat this noun? Cosette could have been a pretty child, but Cosette was thin and pale, and Cosette's eyes were stained with weeping. Cosette was dressed in her thin torn cotton dress, and Cosette shivered all the time. Here and there on Cosette's body, if I repeat this noun, it will create redundancy. And in place of this noun, we are using the pronoun she. And her eyes, her looks, her behavior, her speech, her silence, her naked legs. Then all these are the examples where we are using this word as an adjective. It's a possessive adjective form of the personal pronoun she. So this is how we replace a noun with the help of a pronoun, and in order to in this way we avoid repetition. Now let's look at some grammatical functions of pronoun in a sentence. In a sentence there are different grammatical entities such as subject, verb, object, complement, adverbial, etc. So what grammatical function does a pronoun can a pronoun perform? A pronoun can perform the function of a subject, a pronoun can perform the subject of an object, a pronoun can perform the function of an object, a pronoun can perform the function of what we call a complement after the form of be. So these are all the various grammatical functions of the pronoun in a sentence. So in the first example here you can see the pronoun he is used as the subject of the verb plays. He plays hockey. Here plays is the action word and he is the doer of this action. That's why he is the subject of this verb. Okay, so that's why the pronoun he is used as the subject of the verb. The pronoun can also be used as the object of a verb, as we have used in this example. In the second example, he helped me in my difficulty. Here the action word is helped and the doer of action is the subject and the receiver of action is me. So here the receiver of action is the object and it is a pronoun. That's why we can say that pronoun can be used as the object of a verb. A pronoun can also be used as the object of a preposition. In this example you can see that both examples are given, object of a verb as well as the object of a preposition. How a pronoun can be used as the object of a verb and as the object of a preposition, both examples can be found in single sentence here. The god showers. Showers is the action word. What does the god shower? Now comes the object, his gifts, and here his gifts is the object of this verb, but after this object there is a preposition and there is one more object, and this object is the object of this preposition. So there are both objects, object of a verb also, object of a preposition also. So in this way we can use a pronoun as the object of a verb, as the object of a verb here also, and as the object of a preposition as we have used here. Okay, after this preposition on. Now in the fourth point we are going to learn how a pronoun can be used as a complement, as a possessive pronoun. Okay, so here in this example you can see that this book is his. This book is the subject, is the verb, and it is a form of be, and whenever we are using a noun or a pronoun after a form of be, such as his, we are using this pronoun here after the form of be, and whenever a noun or pronoun is used after the form of be, it is considered as a complement. So here the pronoun his is a possessive pronoun and it is used as the complement of the verb is. So these are the various grammatical functions of a pronoun, and now we are going to look at the kinds of pronoun. So this is a list of the kinds of pronouns, and in the upcoming slides of this presentation we are going to look at these kinds of pronouns in detail. So let's have a quick look or glance through all these kinds of pronouns. The kinds of pronouns are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, relative pronouns, distributive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, emphatic pronouns, indefinite pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, and exclamatory pronouns. So these are all the various kinds of pronouns. We are going to learn them in detail with examples in sentences also. And remember one more thing, personal. If you understand the meaning of this word, you will understand what is the pronoun, what are those pronouns. Reciprocal, if you understand the meaning of the word reciprocal, you will understand what pronouns are included in this category. So the meaning of the pronouns is already hidden in the name of that particular kind of pronoun. Here is the first kind of pronoun, that is the personal pronouns, and the personal pronouns are I, we, you, then he, she, it, and they. These are all the personal pronouns. And why do we call them personal pronouns? The reason is, these are the pronouns which indicate the three persons, or which denote the three persons which are involved in the process of communication or linguistic discourse. language के सहारे जो communication किया जाता है, the discourse that takes place with the help of language, and in that discourse the pronouns which are involved are known as the personal pronouns. See, I am talking to you, that's why I am the first person. You are listening, that's why you are the second person. Here it is mentioned, first person, second person. I am talking to you about something else, that is the third person. Okay, I can talk with you about a person, a man or a woman, a girl or a boy. I can talk with you about anything else that is neither masculine nor feminine. It can be singular or plural. I can talk with you about almost anything. So the thing that I am talking to you about, that thing is known as the third person. I am the first person who is speaking to you. You are the second person, you are listening, and whatever I am talking to you about, that thing is the third thing. That's why it is known as the third person. So these are the three persons involved in the process of communication or involved in the process of linguistic discourse. That's why these are the three categories of personal pronouns: first person pronouns, second person pronouns, and third person pronouns. These are the three persons which are involved. That's why these are known as the personal pronouns. There are in all 8 personal pronouns in the English language. Just as we have mentioned here, I, we. I is the singular form, we is the plural form of this personal pronoun, you is the singular, its plural form also is you, he, its plural form is they, she, the plural form is they, it, again the plural form is they. So I, we, you, these are singular, you is plural also, he, she, it, and they, these are third person pronouns. Okay. These are known as personal pronouns because they refer to the persons involved in the linguistic discourse. I and we are the first person pronouns, you and you are the second person pronouns, singular and plural, and he, she, it, and they are third person pronouns. In this way, these are the personal pronouns. This is the first kind of pronouns, and now we are going to look at the possessive pronouns. This is the second kind of pronouns. Possessive is the word that means something that shows possession, something that denotes possession, something that denotes ownership. For example, if I say this is my book, here in this sentence, now let's look at these two examples. This book is mine and this is my book. In both of the examples, the words mine and my, they denote possession, they denote ownership. This book is mine. Here the word mine indicates ownership, and it shows that the ownership of this book goes to me. This book is mine. And in the next example, this is my book. Here the word my also indicates ownership, possession. That's why it is also possessive. But the difference is, the first one is pronoun, the second one is adjective. We should be able to distinguish between them. So the pronoun is mine and my is possessive adjective because it is modifying the noun which is following. Okay, the following noun is being modified. Book. Which book are we talking about? We are talking about my book. So the noun, the preceding word is modifying this noun. That's why this word my is known as the possessive adjective. And in the first example, the word mine is a possessive word. It shows ownership, and it does not modify any other noun. That's why it is not an adjective, it is a pronoun. It is used after the form of be, after the verb. That's why it is what we call a complement. It's a grammatical entity in a sentence. And this is the second kind of pronouns, possessive pronouns. Now let's look at the reflexive pronouns. This is the third kind of pronouns. reflexive means something that reflects on something else. Okay, reflexive pronouns are the pronouns which reflect something, some other noun or pronoun that is used before it. Or in other words, we can say, okay, let's first of all look at the examples. Myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, themselves and oneself. All these are the reflexive pronouns. And if you have observed, you will understand reflexive pronoun ends in the suffix self, or if it is plural, the suffix is selves. You can distinguish here yourself and yourselves. The first one is singular and the second one is plural. So this is the difference between yourself and yourself and selves. And the pronouns which end in self or selves, these pronouns are known as reflexive pronouns. And these are the reflexive pronouns which are used when the subject and the doer of the action and the receiver of the action in a sentence is same. When the doer of the action, whatever action he is doing, that the receiver of action is also the same. Let's take this example. Indians can easily adapt themselves to any circumstances. Now we are talking about Indians. The subject is Indians. The verb is can easily adapt. Can adapt. Easily is the adverb. Okay. Who can adapt? Who is the doer of action? Indians. Indians can adapt. Means Indians. This is the subject. This is the doer of action. And whom do they adopt? They adapt themselves. वो खुद को adapt कर लेते हैं. Means the doer of action is itself the receiver of action. And when the doer of action is itself the receiver of action, we use this reflexive pronoun. This should be compulsorily used. If we don't use this, the sentence will look like Indians can easily adapt to local circumstances. Adapt, but whom? Whom can they adapt? They can adapt themselves. The action of adapting is performed by this subject, and its receiver of this action is the subject itself. That's why this is known as the reflexive pronoun. This is the noun and this pronoun reflects this noun, and we are using this reflexive pronoun for the same noun because the doer and the receiver of action is same. So in this way, reflexive pronoun in short is a pronoun that ends in self or selves, and we use this kind of pronoun when the subject is itself the doer and as well as the receiver of action. Now let's look at the fourth kind of pronouns. It is relative pronouns. Relative pronouns, the word relative will make it clear what it actually means. Relative pronoun is a kind of pronoun that connects a relative clause with a main clause. When a relative clause is joined with a main clause, the conjunction or that pronoun that is used, it performs dual function as a what we call conjunction as well as a pronoun. The examples are who, which, that, what, whose, whom. These are the relative pronouns. Let's look at one example in a sentence. We can easily understand from a sentence. Manohar, who is my friend, will always helps me. Here in this sentence, the pronoun who is a relative pronoun because it relates to the noun which is immediately used before it, the preceding noun. So it relates to the preceding noun. We are using a noun here, and immediately after that noun, a relative pronoun is used, and and this relative pronoun is initiating a new clause, that is a relative clause. In the second example also you will find this: I, who am your friend, will always help you. Here who is a relative pronoun. It relates to the pronoun or noun or pronoun, whatever comes before it. Okay. In the first case it is a noun, in the second case it is a pronoun. The difference is this. But it can be either a noun or a pronoun, and this relative pronoun relates to that noun or pronoun. And remember one more thing. Here I have used am in place of is. Here I have used is because the antecedent of the relative. Antecedent means this is the relative pronoun, and the noun it relates to is known as the antecedent of this relative pronoun. And the rule says that the verb of the relative pronoun should agree with the antecedent of that relative. In the same way, am agrees with the antecedent of the relative here in this example. The relative pronoun is who, its antecedent is I, and the verb am agrees with the antecedent of the relative. So this is a very important rule of grammar which will help you in answering the questions of spotting errors based on pronouns. So relative pronoun is nothing but a pronoun that is used immediately after a noun, and that relates to that noun, and that noun or the pronoun is known as the antecedent of that relative. Okay, and now let's look at the fifth kind of pronouns, and it is known as a distributive pronoun. Distributive pronoun is a pronoun which considers the members of a group separately. We don't talk about a collection of groups or a collection of things. We don't talk about a group collectively. We talk about them individually. For example, each of the boys in the class, if I say each of the boys in the class, means here I am not talking about all of the boys collectively. I am talking about them individually, separately. That's why it is known as a distributive pronoun. Either or, neither nor, these are also distributive pronouns. Any of the boys in the class, means I'm not saying all of the boys, I'm saying any of the boys. I'm talking about all the boys individually, one by one. That's why it is known as a distributive pronoun. In the example here you can see either he or she will crack the exam. Here either he or she, it is actually convention, but we can use it in a different sense also. Either of them means any one of them can do this. Either of them can crack the exam. Either of the two boys can perform this task well. So either of the two boys, here either is used as a what we call as a pronoun. So this is these are the examples of distributive pronoun. Now let's look at the next kind of pronouns. It is the reciprocal pronoun. Reciprocal means shared by both sides. Okay, involving both sides, involving the sender and the receiver, involving both sides of communication. Okay, the sender as well as the receiver, you can call. Reciprocal means shared by both, not one-sided. It is two-sided. Okay, each other, one another. These are the best examples of reciprocal pronouns. Each other means we use this when we are talking about two people, and when we are talking about more than two people, we use one another. Let's take one example. Jaya and Shama. When Jaya met Shama, they shared their experiences with each other. जब जया श्यामा से मिली तो वो दोनों ने अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस एक दूसरे के साथ अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस बांटे. Okay, अपने अनुभव बांटे. They shared their experiences with each other. Here each other means there is a reciprocal give and take kind of relationship here. Give and take. Tell your experiences and I will tell you. In this way, two-sided communication is known as reciprocal communication. And each other is a reciprocal pronoun. One another is also a reciprocal pronoun. We use one another when we are talking about more than two people. Here we are talking about only two people, Jaya and Shama. That's why we have used each other. And in case there are more than two people, we would have used one another. Now the next kind is emphatic pronoun. Emphatic means something that gives emphasis on something. Emphasis means stress. Emphatic pronouns are also known as emphasizing pronouns because they emphasize a particular point. Because they are used to give emphasis on a noun, on another noun or pronoun. To give emphasis, we use this kind of emphatic pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are sometimes used as emphatic pronouns. The reflexive pronouns such as myself, himself, these are also used as emphatic pronouns. They are generally used immediately after the subject. These emphatic pronouns are used immediately after the subject. Now let's take one example. He himself completed the homework. Here the emphatic pronoun is himself and the subject is he. He completed his homework. He completed the homework and he himself completed the homework. There is a difference between these two statements. If I simply say he completed his homework, that does not, we are not emphasizing, here we are not creating emphasis on a particular noun or a pronoun. But in this example, in the example here, we are using this emphatic pronoun to give emphasis, to give stress on this subject. He himself did this, means he did not take, we are trying to make one point clear that he did not take anyone's help. He did it himself by his own, on his own he did it. Means this is what we are trying to, this is the point that we are trying to make clear with this example. Now the next one is indefinite pronouns. You have learnt indefinite and definite articles. Indefinite is something that something which is not specific, something which is not particular. When we are not talking about a particular person, we use such indefinite pronouns. For example, let's take directly example. Someone is knocking at the door. This someone is an indefinite pronoun because we don't know who actually it is, outside, who is knocking at the door. For example, if I say Rohan is knocking at the door, let's open it. Rohan, I am talking about a particular person, I am talking about a definite person, a specific person. But here in this example, someone is knocking at the door. Here someone is an indefinite pronoun because we are not mentioning any definite or any particular person. So that's why it is an indefinite pronoun. There are so many indefinite pronouns in the English language, such as someone, anyone, no one, anybody, somebody, okay, nobody. So all these are the examples of indefinite pronouns. Now let's look at the demonstrative pronouns. To demonstrate means to show or to indicate or to what we call to denote. When we want to show something that is in our hands, something that is closer to us, we use this as a demonstrative pronoun. We demonstrate, we show that it is here. Yes, look at this. This is a book. And if something is far from us, we use that. Look at that thing. That is a big bungalow. That is a huge tower. Okay, that is a very beautiful plant. That is a very beautiful flower. So something that is far from us, to show that thing, to demonstrate that thing, we use that. Its plural is those. And something that is closer to us, to show that thing, we use this as a singular pronoun, and its plural is those. These. This, that, these, those. These are the four important demonstrative pronouns. And apart from them, such is also a demonstrative pronoun. Okay. If you go in a shop and you want something exactly like which one is there in your hands, and you will show that thing to the owner of the shop, to the shopkeeper, and you will say that, yes, give me such one, give me such a pen, I want such a pen. Means you are demonstrating him that I want such a pen. You are showing that pen and you are talking to him, you are telling him that I want exactly this kind of pen. Give me such a pen. Here such is also a demonstrative pronoun. Now try to find out the difference between these two examples. In both of the examples we are using the word this. Here is also this, here is also this. But here after this there is directly verb, but here after this there is directly no, we are not using verb. It is a noun and then verb is used. So if this is the case, this word is modifying this noun and it is working as an adjective. This is a demonstrative adjective in the second example. In the first example, this is a subject and it is a pronoun. This is a demonstrative pronoun. So these are the examples of the demonstrative pronoun, and now let's look at the next kind of pronouns. The next kind is interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are nothing but the pronouns, the words WH type words which are used to interrogate, to ask questions. Okay, WH type questions जो होते हैं, the first word of a WH type word is generally an interrogative pronoun. Okay, interrogative pronouns are used to frame questions. For example, what, who, which, whom, whose, etc. Who is driving the car? Here, who is an interrogative pronoun. It is referring to the noun. Actually, we don't know who is driving the car. We don't know the name of the person, but for that particular name which we don't know, we are using a pronoun. That pronoun is known as interrogative pronoun, which is used to frame a question. So these WH type words are known as the interrogative pronouns. Now let's look at the 11th kind of pronouns, and it is exclamatory pronouns. Exclamatory pronouns are the pronouns which are used to introduce exclamatory sentences, such as what a beautiful flower this is, what a beautiful garden this is, what a huge park this is, okay, then what a gigantic tower this is. So in this way, the word what is used as an exclamatory pronoun. So these are all the kinds of pronouns we have learned in detail with example sentences, and now we are going to look at the case of pronoun. Case is nothing but the form. When we are using a pronoun as a subject in a sentence, we use nominative case. Nominative case, objective case and possessive case, these are the three cases of a pronoun. I is the nominative case, its objective case is me, its possessive cases are my and mine. This one is adjective, okay, and this one is pronoun. All these are the adjectives, possessive adjectives, and all these are the possessive pronouns. All these are the objective cases, all these are the subjective or nominative cases. Nominative case of a pronoun is used when we are using that pronoun as the subject of the verb, and when we are using a pronoun as the object of a verb, we use objective case of that pronoun. And when we are using, we use this possessive adjective before a noun to modify that particular noun. Okay, means a possessive adjective precedes a noun, it comes before a noun to modify that particular noun. That's why it is known as the possessive adjective. It is possessive because it shows ownership. My, this is my book, we can say. Okay, this is my book. Book is the noun and my is the possessive adjective. This book is mine. Here mine is a pronoun, possessive pronoun. It is not used before a noun. That's why it is not a possessive adjective. It is a possessive pronoun. So in this way, all these personal pronouns has possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. All these personal pronouns are having objective cases. Okay, we say I gave him a book. We don't say me gave he a book. Okay, so this is the difference. When we are using a pronoun as the subject, we use the first form, nominative case. When we are using the pronoun as the object, we use the second form, that is the objective case. And when we are using it as to show ownership, we use the possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Now look at all these three kinds of cases, nominative case, objective case and possessive case, in detail with example sentences. As I told you, we use the nominative case of a pronoun when we are using it as the subject of the verb. For example, he is a good boy, she plays hockey, they are flying kites, it is a cat, we are going to market. In all these example sentences, you will find that the subject is used in the beginning. The pronoun is used in the beginning as the subject. That's why these are known as the nominative case pronouns. In place of he, we cannot use him, because him is an objective case pronoun. We cannot say him is a good boy. We cannot say her plays hockey. We'll have to say she plays hockey, because this is the nominative case, this is the subject. In place of subject, we must use the nominative case of a pronoun. So this is the nominative case, and now let's go to the next one, objective case. Objective case of a pronoun is used when we are using the pronoun as the object of a verb or the object of a preposition. Let's take these 5 examples. I gave him a book. Here the doer of action is I, and him is the object. The teacher awarded them. Unlike the earlier examples, we are not using these pronouns in the beginning of sentences as the subjects. We are using these pronouns as the objects after the verbs. Here the verb is gave, and after the verb we are using this pronoun. Here the verb is awarded, after this verb we are using this pronoun. Here in the third example also the verb is gave, and after this verb we are using this pronoun. The principal gave chocolates on this Independence Day. I will allow you one more attempt in the competition. So allow is the verb, and after this verb we are using this pronoun. That's why this pronoun is working as the object of this verb, and as the object of a preposition, as the object of a verb. When we are using a pronoun, we use the objective case. Now if you carefully concentrate here and look at these examples, you will find that we are using the second form of the pronoun here. We cannot say I gave he a book. We will have to say I gave him only. We will have to say I gave him a book. We cannot say I gave he a book. The teacher awarded them. In place of this, we cannot say the teacher awarded they. Our principal gave us. We cannot say our principal gave we. So he, they, we, these are nominative case pronouns and they are not used as the objects. When we want to use a pronoun as the object of a verb or as the object of a preposition, we need to use the second form of that pronoun, that is known as the objective case of the pronoun. So this is the objective case, and now let's look at the possessive case of a pronoun. As I already told you, possessive pronoun is nothing but a pronoun that shows possession or ownership. Okay, possession or ownership. It is, yes, here it is, ownership over a particular thing. Mine, ours, yours, his, hers, its, theirs. These are the examples of possessive pronouns. Now let's look at these examples in the sentences. This book is mine. After the verb is, we are using this as a pronoun, as a what we call as a complement. Here also it is after is. It is not object. Look at this. Okay, is. I want to decorate my notebook. My notebook is the I want to decorate my notebook like hers. Like is used as a what we call as a preposition. Okay, so it's a different case. It is a pronoun, hers. Okay, so all these are the possessive pronouns which show ownership. That's why they are known as the possessive. Now let's look at some more details about detailed rules of using the pronouns correctly, how we can use them correctly, and what are the incorrect uses of pronouns. The first rule for using a pronoun correctly is nominative case of a pronoun is used when the pronoun is used. Pronoun is the subject of a verb. For example, he reads newspaper, she plays hockey, they are running. Here we are using the nominative case. We don't use the objective case here. We cannot say his or him reads a newspaper. We cannot say her plays hockey. We cannot say herself plays hockey. We cannot use the reflexive pronoun also here. When we are using a pronoun as the subject, we cannot use reflexive pronoun also. For example, many of the people generally say myself, this and this. Okay, myself have done this. Okay, means I have done this instead of saying I have done this. People say myself have done this. Myself did this. Myself have written this. So this is incorrect usage. So don't use reflexive pronoun in the beginning of a sentence as the subject of the verb. Use only nominative case pronoun. Only nominative case pronoun should be used in the beginning of a sentence as the subject of the particular verb. Here the verb is reads, who reads, he reads. He is the nominative case of the pronoun. Here is the verb. Here the verb is plays. Who plays? Who is the doer of this action? She. So she is the subject. It is used in the nominative case of the pronoun. In the same way, they is also used in the nominative case. Okay. Now, the second rule for using a pronoun correctly. Nominative case pronouns are also used if they rename the subject. For example, it is he. Who is over there? Yes, it's I. We say it is I. If someone is knocking at the door, you ask from inside, who's over there? And the person says, it's I. Sometimes people say it's me. That is acceptable in informal English, but in formal English, you will have to use the nominative case of the pronoun. When we are renaming that particular subject. It is he. Here the subject is it, and here we are renaming it as subject. Yes, it is he. This is she speaking. This is she speaking. The subject is this, and the pronoun is she. It is we. It is we. ये हम ही है who are responsible for the decision to downsize. It is we. We don't say it is us. Okay. We don't say it's. We should not say it's me. We should say it is I. And in formal English, in at least in the examination, when you are asked this kind of question, you will have to understand it is me. This is incorrect usage. And it is I, this is the correct usage. So, it is I, this is the correct usage. Use nominative case pronoun when you are renaming that particular pronoun. Now, the next here is a note for you to understand this earlier rule. In informal English, most people tend to follow the forms of to be with objective case pronouns. अभी to be के बाद में बहुत सारे लोग objective case pronouns use करते हैं. Okay, like me. Okay, it could have been them. This is informal usage. Informal usage is okay, but in formal English, we'll have to use this. It could have been they. Okay, it is they. Okay, it is we. It is I. It's me. It's me is incorrect. It is I is correct in formal English. In informal English, you can say it is just me at the door. Here me is correct in informal English, but in formal English you cannot say it is me. You will have to say it is I. It is just I at the door. It's just I at the door. It's just me at the door. It's just me at the door. This is informal, and it's just I at the door is formal. So this is the difference between the formal and the informal English. And now rule number 3. This rule is about the relative pronoun, and let's try to understand this rule with the example. If in case a relative pronoun, its verb agrees with its antecedent, not with the relative pronoun. Now look at this example sentence. It is I who am sorry. This is correct. It is I who is sorry. This is incorrect. Here who is a relative pronoun. Remember this thing. Here who is a relative pronoun, and it relates to the pronoun which is used before it. Okay, which precedes this pronoun. इसके पहले जो I ये जो pronoun use किया है, इसके साथ वो relate कर रहा है. And so it is the antecedent. I is the antecedent of this pronoun who. I is the antecedent of this pronoun who, and the verb agrees with this antecedent, not with the relative. So am is correct here. It is I who am sorry. It is I who is sorry. This is incorrect. Then the next two examples also you can distinguish. It is you who are mistaken. You के साथ आर आता है, इसलिए who के बाद में आर आएगा directly. It is I who are mistaken. It is I who is mistaken नहीं. So this is incorrect. It is you who is mistaken. This is incorrect. So remember this thing. The verb agrees with the antecedent of the relative, not with the relative. Verb जो होता है relative pronoun के साथ agree नहीं करता. It agrees with the antecedent of that relative pronoun. Then now let's look at the next rule. Rule number 4. Objective case pronouns can be used as direct object, indirect object and object of a preposition. जो objective case pronoun होता है उसे हम as a direct object use कर सकते हैं, as an indirect object भी use कर सकते हैं, as the object of a preposition भी use कर सकते हैं. और ये जो objective case pronouns है, इनके कुछ examples है, जैसे me, him, herself, herself is not an objective case. It is actually a possessive case, possessive reflexive pronoun. Okay. Then us, them, themselves. Okay, these are the two different two different category pronouns. Okay, we will look at the only the objective case pronouns. I saw him. In this sentence, the verb is saw, action word, and the doer of the action is I, subject, and the receiver of action is him. It is the object. तो यहाँ पे हमने जो verb के बाद में जो pronoun use किया है, the pronoun that we have used after the verb is him, and this is the objective case pronoun. We cannot say I saw he. We cannot say I saw himself. We cannot say I saw themselves. I saw them, you can say. You cannot say I saw they. I saw she. You cannot say. I saw her, you can say. So this is the objective case pronoun which is used after a verb. So verb के बाद में जब भी कोई pronoun आता है, that should be in the objective case. Give her the book. Here the sentence is itself starting with the verb. It is an imperative sentence. After the subject is already there, but it is implied. It is not mentioned here. Give her the book. Here her is the objective case pronoun which is used after the verb give. Are you talking to me? Here me is the object of this preposition to. Here it is the object of the preposition to. So it can be used as the object of a preposition also. It can be used as a direct object. It can be used as an indirect object also. Okay. So here it is direct object, here it is indirect object. Okay. We'll look at what is direct object and indirect object in detail in some next other video lecture in detail. We'll have to deal with that in a separate video lecture. And now here is rule number 5. The pronouns who, that and which becomes singular or plural depending on the subject. Subject पे depend होता है ये singular है या plural है. It is the only one of those men who is always on time. Now here the pronoun is who, and the verb is singular. We are using a singular verb here. Okay. It is one of those men who are always on time. Here again the pronoun who is there, and we are using a plural verb. This is the difference. In the first example, after the pronoun who, we are using a singular verb. In the second example, we are using a plural verb. This is the difference. And why is this difference now? How does it get clear that whether this subject is singular or plural? The pronouns who, that and which become singular or pronoun depending on the subject. We have to carefully observe the subject used before it, before this pronoun. इस pronoun के पहले जो subject use किया गया है, इस subject को carefully हमें observe करना होगा. Then we will understand whether we are talking about one person or more than one person. It is the only means only one of those men. We are not talking about all of those men. We are not talking about all of those men. We are talking about only one of those men. Only one of them. Not all of them. We are not all talking about all of them. We are talking about only one of them. So the subject is singular, that's why the verb should be singular. It is one of those men. It is the only one of those men. Here, he is one of those men. Those men, immediately after those men, we are using who. That's why R should be there. It is the only. If the only is there, we are not talking about all of them, all of those men. Who is always on time. Remember this thing. He is the only one of those men who is always on time. Not all other men are on time. Only one of those. Only he is the only man who is always on time. But in the next example, try to understand the difference between the meaning. Meaning में जो difference है, वो difference हमें समझना होगा. Then we will understand whether we are talking about one person or more than one person. Here हम बात कर रहे कुछ लोगों की जो टाइम पे नहीं आते, and he is the only man who comes on time. This is we are talking about in this first example. So that's why the subject is that's why the verb should be is, because he is the only one man who always comes on time. Okay, is the verb here. It should be singular. Here he is one of those men. ये उन लोगों में से एक है जो सारे लोग समय पे आते हैं, who are always on time, means all of those men are always on time. So if we use singular the meaning changes one of के साथ, if we use plural the meaning changes. So this is the difference between these two examples. And now let's look at the next rule number 6. Pronouns that are singular such as I, he, she, everybody, everyone, everybody, anybody, okay, etc. require singular verbs. ऐसे जो pronouns है singular pronouns है उनके साथ singular verbs ही हमें use करना है. जैसे I, he, she, everybody, everyone, everybody, anybody, okay, anyone, no one, nobody, okay, these are all either, neither, all these are the singular pronouns. That's why they all take singular verbs. Each of the girls sings well. Here each is a singular pronoun, that's why sings well, it should take a singular verb. Either of us, either is a singular subject, singular pronoun, that's why either of us is capable. Here we need to use a singular verb. We need to use a singular verb with either, each, neither. Neither के साथ भी हमें singular verb को ही use करना जरूरी है. So this rule is frequently overlooked when using the pronouns each, either or neither. जब either और neither or use करते हैं तब हम इस तरीके का error हम generally करते हैं. We don't use singular. That is the grammatical error that we generally commit, and that we need to avoid. Remember this: whenever you are using either or neither nor, the verb should be singular when the nouns they are joining are singular. जब वो जो नाउन जो उनको वो ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं वो नाउन अगर सिंगुलर है तो वो भी सिंगुलर है. नाउ एन एक्सेप्शन टू दिस, इस रूल को एक एक्सेप्शन है, ये एक्सेप्शन हम डिस्कस करेंगे. द विमेन ईच गेव हर अप्रूवल. ओके देखो, अब देखो ईच जब नाउन के बाद में आएगा, आई डिड नॉट से ईच विमन, ओके वी सेड the women each. नाउन के बाद में जब each and every ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज करते हैं, हम ऐसे प्रोनाउंस हम यूज करते हैं, तब अब नाउन अगर से प्लूरल है तो वर्ब प्लूरल आएगा. ओके, द वर्ब विल नॉट बी सिंगुलर इन दिस केस. सो गेव हर नहीं आएगा, यहां पे देयर आएगा, बिकॉज we are using this pronoun after this noun, after this plural noun. If we are using a pronoun after a plural noun, such as the plural noun is women and the pronoun is each, if we are using a pronoun after a plural noun, then it should take a plural verb. Give it is having the same form in singular as well as plural, but the pronoun that follows, but the subsequent pronouns, subsequent words which show number, they should also be in the plural number. Okay, this one is incorrect, first one, and the second one is correct. The women each gave her approval. This is incorrect, and the correct example is the women each gave their approval. Now the next examples are the words are and there. ये जो दो words है ना, the words are and there each ends with a silent vowel. Ends नहीं, ends is singular. Use plural. The words are and there each end with a silent vowel. So whenever you are using this each after the nouns, okay, whatever the nouns are plural, the verb should also be plural. The subsequent words showing number of that noun or pronoun should be in the plural number. Now rule number 7. Use objective case pronouns after the words as and then. जब भी सेंटेंस में as के बाद में कोई प्रोनाउन आता है या फिर than के बाद में कोई प्रोनाउन आता है, तो that should be in the objective case, such as Rohan is as smart as he, or he is incorrect. Okay, we need to use him. Okay, as sort, use objective case pronouns after the words as and then. Rohan is as smart as him. Mohan is taller than me. Okay, Manish is Manish would rather talk to her than me. Okay, in this example, if we use me, the meaning changes, and if we use I, the meaning changes. Okay, meaning gets deferred. Okay, Manish would rather talk to her than I would. If we use I, it will mean that Manish would rather talk to her than I would do that. Means I would not talk to her, but Manish would talk to her. So if we use I, this is the meaning. In the third example specifically, not in the first two examples. This kind of contrast arises in this example. But if we use me, the meaning changes. The meaning is Manish would rather talk to her than me. Means instead of talking to me, he would talk to her. So this is the meaning of this this example. Now let's look at rule number 8. The possessive pronouns yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs, and whose never need apostrophe marks. We don't use apostrophe marks with these pronouns, with these possessive pronouns. These are not plural pronouns. These are not any other what we call. These are not nouns to make them possessive by adding apostrophe mark. If it is noun, we make it possessive by adding apostrophe s, but we don't use possessive pronouns these using apostrophe marks. This book is hers. We don't say this book is hers like this. We don't add apostrophe mark here. We don't add apostrophe mark here. If we add apostrophe mark, it will be the contracted form of the pronouns. We'll discuss the contracted form, the shortened forms of two words. How we make the short forms of two words in a different rule. Okay. Now here is rule number 9. An apostrophe mark is used only when two words are contracted. जब हम दो words को contract करते हैं, एक word में join करते हैं, तब हम apostrophe mark use करते हैं. Such as its. This is the form of. This is the short form of. Okay. It is का short form बनता है its. This is का short form बनता है this is. He is का become short form बनता है his. Then reflexive pronouns don't take an apostrophe mark. For avoid oneself. Okay, this is also a very important point. One's self. So the pronouns which end in SELF or SELVS don't take any apostrophe marks with them. Now let's look at the examples of this apostrophe mark. It is, it's been, it has been, it or has का जो contracted form है, that is it's been a cold morning. It's been a cold morning means it has been a cold morning. Okay. So possessive pronouns जो होते हैं, they don't take any apostrophe marks. The contracted forms of the words take apostrophe marks, such as it is. Subject and subject it and is verb, इन दोनों का जब हम contracted form बनाएंगे, short form हम बनाएंगे, तब apostrophe mark हम use करेंगे. Otherwise we won't use an apostrophe mark. The thermometer reached its highest reading. So this is here also we don't use apostrophe mark. Here it is what we call it is a possessive pronoun. Okay. He is. Okay, he is the one who is always on time. He is का short form है his. Who is का short form है whose. He is the one who is always on time. Now the next example is he is the one. He is का short form है ये. This is the contracted form of he is. He is the one whose wife is always on time. Then the next example is keeping oneself ready is important. Here oneself is an example of a reflexive pronoun. We don't say one's self. We don't add apostrophe mark while using a reflexive pronoun. So this we'll have to keep in mind. Now this was the rule number 9. This is rule number 10 now. Pronouns that end in self or selves are reflexive pronouns. जो reflexive pronouns होते हैं वो pronouns ऐसे suffixes लेते हैं. They take the suffixes self or selves. These are known as the reflexive pronouns. There are 9 reflexive pronouns in the English language. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, oneself, ourselves, yourselves and themselves. These are the 9 reflexive pronouns in the English language. Reflexive pronouns are used when both the subject and the object of a verb are the same person or thing. जो subject and object
सेम होता है तब हम रिफ्लेक्सिव प्रोनाउन यूज करते हैं। जैसे जो हेल्प्ड, जो ने हेल्प किया, किसको हेल्प किया? डिड ही हेल्प एनीवन एल्स?
No, he helped himself. So himself is a reflexive pronoun which is indicating that the doer of action is himself the receiver of action. The doer of action, Joe, is himself the receiver of action, and the action is helping, action of helping. Who helped? Who is the doer of action? Joe. And who is the receiver of action? किसको help किया Joe ने? खुद को help किया. Okay. तो इस तरीके से Joe helped himself. This is the example where we are using the reflexive pronoun, and it is the situation where the subject and the object of a verb are the same person or thing. Joe bought it for himself. Joe ने ये खुद के लिए खरीदा. I worked myself to the bone. मैंने खुद काम किया है ना. I worked myself. My brother and myself did it. So here this is incorrect. This one is incorrect. My brother and I did it. So don't use the reflexive pronoun as the subject of a verb. Here the verb is did, and we are using it this reflexive pronoun as the subject, and this is incorrect. We don't use reflexive pronoun as the subject. The correct sentence would be my brother and I did it. I is a nominative case which can be used as the subject of the verb. So this was rule number 10. Now rule number 11. The pronouns used in a sentence should be consistent with their number and gender. जितने भी pronouns हम sentence में use करेंगे वो सारे pronouns जो है उनके जो number है ना वो number similar होने चाहिए. Okay, they should be consistent. जैसे let's take one example here. Incorrect and correct will find the difference. One must be sincere with his duties. With his duties नहीं. One must be sincere with one's duties. The pronoun is one. One means anyone. अगर यहाँ पे he होता तो यहाँ पे his okay होता. Okay. He must be sincere with his duties. That is okay now. But here the pronoun is one. Indefinite pronoun is used. So here possessive adjective of that pronoun, possessive form of that pronoun should also be in the same what we call gender and or in the same category. Okay. One is indefinite. तो यहाँ पे भी indefinite ही आना चाहिए. Personal pronoun we cannot use. Okay. Here is one means anyone. One must be sincere with one's duties, not his duties. Someone left their luggages here नहीं. Their luggage here नहीं. There नहीं. There is pronoun plural and it is also personal pronoun. And someone is not a personal pronoun. Someone is an indefinite pronoun. Okay, someone is an indefinite pronoun. So someone left their luggage here. Instead of this, we have to say someone left his or her luggage here. Someone left his or her luggage here. So this way is the correct usage of these pronouns. Now let's look at rule number 12. Complete the following structures. Compare the following structures. Here are a few structures, important structures, and we'll understand some important rules comparing these structures. Okay, let's compare first of all the first two sentences. Her and her friend came over. Now look at this. Instead of saying her and her friend, if we say she and her friend, it would be better, because came over is the verb, and before the verb we are using a subject, and this is not the nominative case. This is the objective case. We cannot use objective case of a pronoun as the subject of a verb. We'll have to use she. She and her friend came over. Her friend is different here. It is friend is noun and her is the possessive adjective. Okay, and here the pronoun is alone, and when the pronoun is alone, it cannot be used in the objective case in place of a subject. It should be the nominative case. I invited he and his wife. Instead of he and his wife, you will have to say I invited him and his wife. So invited is a verb, and verb के बाद में जो भी pronoun आता है, that should be in the objective case. Okay, verb के पहले जो pronoun आता है, that should be in the nominative case, and verb के बाद में जो pronoun आता है, that should be in the objective case. In the same way, last two examples are also there. Bill asked my sister and I is nominative case, and here is the verb. Verb के बाद में जो भी pronoun आएगा, nominative case में नहीं आएगा. Verb के बाद में जो pronoun आता है, that should be in the objective case. and this is the objective case. This is the correct usage of the pronoun. So these are some of the interesting examples, and now let's look at rule number 13, the last rule in this session. And after these rules are over, we are going to look at some more details, other details. But this is the last usage rule of usage. Okay, if two people possess the same item, if two people are own the same item, and one is the joint owner, and one of the joint owners is written as a pronoun, use the possessive form of both. So don't get confused with this theoretical rule. Let's look at the example directly. Kiran's and my home. Now look at this. This is a noun, home. Whose home are we talking about? Kiran's and my home. Kiran is possessive adjective, possessive noun, and this is a possessive pronoun. So this is possessive, this is also possessive, this is okay. But we cannot say Kiran and my home. We'll have to say Kiran's and my home. किरण ये जो नाउन है इसे भी हमें पॉजिटिव केस में यूज करना है. This noun also should be possessive, and this pronoun also should be possessive when both of the nouns are both of the people possess the same thing. When both of the people possess the same thing, we use possessive form of both of the nouns or pronouns. His and Kiran's home. He and Kiran's home nahi. It should not be his and Kiran home. Okay, we cannot say he and Kiran's home. We'll have to say his and Kiran's home. Okay, Kiran's and your home. इस तरीके से ये जो possessive, दोनों को भी possessive बनाना हमें जरूरी है. We should use these both of the pronouns in the possessive case. Now here is the mind map. Here is a very important mind map which will give you a clear-cut idea of all the various kinds of pronoun. And you can also expand this mind map to include some more details, some more rules of, or you can also add some examples in this mind map. You can create your own mind map. So you may take a quick screenshot of this mind map so that you will be able to revise the things in detail. Now here we are going to look at some spotting errors based on these pronouns. Now let's look at the first example. Try to find out the grammatical error in this in the first sentence. The movie who came out last week was really good. Here the grammatical error is in the relative pronoun who. It should agree with its antecedent. ये इसके antecedent के साथ agree करना चाहिए. The movie is not a person, so we cannot use who. Okay, we can say which. The movie which came out last week. So the grammatical error is in part B. So our answer is B. Option B is the answer in the first sentence. In the second sentence, my friend had gone out of that way to help me prepare for exams. Now there is a very popular what we call phrase, to go out of one's way. है ना? To go out of one's way, to do something out of the box, like this. To go out of one's way. Out of that way, in place of out of that way, if we use out of his way, okay, if we say out of his way, my friend had gone out of his way to help me prepare for exams, it would be grammatically correct. So in place of that, we need to use his. That way की जगह पे his way हमें लिखना होगा. So error is in part B. So our answer is option B. Now the third example, after heart transplantation, the patient has to be put on immunosuppressant so that its immune system does not reject the organ. See, we are talking about the patient, okay, and we are using the pronoun its for this patient. We cannot say its, his, you will have to say his or her, okay. After heart transplantation, the patient has to be put on immunosuppressant so that his immune system does not reject the organ. Instead of its, we need to use his, because it is patient. It is not any what we call genderless, neuter gender thing. Okay, it is a person. Patient is a person. That's why we'll have to use his or her. We cannot use its. So here also, here C is the answer, because in part C there is a grammatical error here. Okay, this is part A. After heart transplantation, this is part A of the sentence. The patient has to be put on immunosuppressant. This is part B of the sentence, and part C of the sentence is so that his immune system does not reject the organ. यहाँ पे its की जगह पे his हमें लिखना होगा, तो ये sentence grammatically correct बनेगा. Now the next question number 4 is the reception of the prime ministers. यहाँ पे एक बात याद रखना है, जब भी ऑफ यूज करेंगे पोजेसिव बनाने के लिए, तब इसके बाद में जो नाउन आएगा उसको पोजेसिव बनाने के लिए डबल एपोस्ट्रोफी यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जब ऑफ यूज किया आपने तो इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. द रिसेप्शन ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर, दिस इज ओके. यू कैन से द प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स रिसेप्शन, दिस इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल. ओके, बट इफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी यूज्ड ऑफ, you cannot use possess apostrophe mark here. Okay, so don't use both of the methods to make a noun possessive. Now the next example is, it was me who telephoned the fire service. It was me, this is informally correct. जैसे मैंने एग्जाम्पल में बताया, to be के बाद में वर्ब का to be वर्ब का जो फॉर्म होता है, to be का जो फॉर्म होता है, उसके बाद में जब भी कोई प्रोनाउन आएगा तो that should be in the nominative case, not in the objective case. It is its meaning, it's I. Okay, it is in formal English, it is me is not acceptable. In informal English, that is acceptable. You can say it is me, it was me. Okay, but in formal English, you will have to write, or you will have to say it was I. Okay, so these are the first 5 examples of spotting errors that we have discussed, and now we are going to discuss example number 6 to 10. Next 10 examples. Example number 6. Though she appears to be very tall, she is just an inch taller than me. An inch taller than me. Instead of saying an inch taller than I, we should say an inch taller than I. Okay. Though she appears to be very tall, she is just an inch taller than I am. मैं जितना टॉल हूं, am, we don't use this word am, but it is implied here. Okay, means she is just an inch taller than I am. मैं जितना टॉल हूं उससे भी 1 इंच टॉल है. Okay, she is an inch taller than I am. Okay, here I should be there in place of me. So this is the correction, and C is the answer, because in part C of the sentence there is a grammatical error. So this is a spotting error, and now the next one is, I want to be with a person like he. Like he की जगह पे like him हमें लिखना होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे like के बाद में जनरली ऑब्जेक्टिव केस ही आता है. जनरली ऑलमोस्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव केस ही आता है. Okay, and it is also in the end of the sentence. One must be responsible for her choice of companions. Now look at this. अगर यहाँ she होता तो हर ओके होता. She must be responsible for her choice of companions. He must be responsible for his choice of companions. Okay, यहाँ he है तो यहाँ his आएगा, यहाँ she है तो यहाँ her आएगा, लेकिन यहाँ one है तो यहाँ one's आएगा. तो यहाँ पे एरर है, पार्ट बी में एरर है. Okay, so one means anyone. One must be responsible for her choice of companions की जगह पे हमें लिखना होगा one must be responsible for one's choice of companions. one's, one को apostrophe s लगा के हमें उसे possessive adjective बनाना होगा. Now the next example is because of she being a newcomer. Now look at this. Being is a gerund, and a rule is that whenever in a sentence we are using a gerund or a non-finite verb in the ing form, and a pronoun precedes that gerund. अगर pronoun precede करता है, उसके पहले अगर pronoun आता है, तो that pronoun should be in the possessive case. The sentence will be correct when we use her. Because of her being a newcomer, उसके नए होने की वजह से, because of her being a newcomer, she was unable to get a good role in the movie. So its answer is option A. Now question number 10. He said impatiently, let I do this. Remember this thing, let के बाद में कभी भी ऑब्जेक्टिव केस यूज करना है हमें. डोंट यूज नॉमिनेटिव केस ऑफ अ प्रोनाउन. तो लेट आई डू दिस की जगह पे लेट मी डू दिस, इस तरीके से अगर सेंटेंस बनेगा तो वो करेक्ट होगा, दैट विल बी ग्रामेटिकली करेक्ट. सो लेट के बाद में अगर कोई भी सेंटेंस लेट से शुरू होता है तो लेट के बाद में आने वाला प्रोनाउन दैट शुड बी द ऑब्जेक्टिव केस प्रोनाउन, दैट शुड नॉट बी द नॉमिनेटिव केस प्रोनाउन. इंस्टेड ऑफ आई विल हैव टू यूज मी, देन इट विल बी grammatically correct. So these are the 10 examples. Now example number 11 to 12, 11 to 15, we have in all 20 examples in this session. Okay, 11. The king was aware of his abilities and therefore made them the administrator of the kingdom. कौन aware था? The king was aware. किसके abilities के बारे में? His abilities. अब his abilities means we are talking about one person. Okay. The king was aware of his abilities, means only one person के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. The king was aware of his abilities and therefore made them, नहीं, made him आएगा, and therefore made him the administrator of the subject. Subject singular है तो उसके लिए आने वाला pronoun भी singular होना चाहिए. This is the rule. If the subject is singular, we are talking about his abilities. Only one person is there. And we should use singular pronoun here. Why use them? Okay, the king was aware of his abilities and therefore made him the administrator of the kingdom. राजा ने उसके काबिलियत को पहचाना और उसे उसके साम्राज्य का एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, प्रशासक बनाया. ओके, तो इस तरीके से एग्जाम्पल नंबर 10 11 है. एग्जाम्पल नंबर 12, बिटवीन यू एंड आई. अब देखो बिटवीन के बाद में बिटवीन यू एंड आई नहीं आएगा, बिटवीन यू एंड मी आएगा यहाँ पे. ओके, बिटवीन इज अ प्रीपोजिशन और प्रीपोजिशन के बाद में जो भी प्रोनाउन आता है वो ऑब्जेक्टिव केस प्रोनाउन होता है. ओके, ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ प्रीपोजिशन हम कहते हैं ना. अ प्रोनाउन कैन बी यूज्ड एज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ प्रीपोजिशन एंड व्हेन इट इज यूज्ड एज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ प्रीपोजिशन इट शुड बी ऑब्जेक्टिव केस. ओके, बिटवीन इज अ प्रीपोजिशन और प्रीपोजिशन के बाद में जो भी प्रोनाउन आएगा दैट शुड बी इन द ऑब्जेक्टिव केस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 12 का आंसर है ऑप्शन ए. क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 का आंसर देखेंगे हम अभी. I tried to tell him a number of times that it was only me, it was only I, was है ना, to be का फॉर्म. जब to be का फॉर्म आता है सेंटेंस में तो उसके बाद में आने वाला प्रोनाउन नॉमिनेटिव केस ही होना चाहिए. इन फॉर्मल इंग्लिश में नॉमिनेटिव केस ही होना चाहिए. am, is, are, was, were के बाद में, to be के बाद में. After the forms of to be, the pronoun that you use should be in the nominative case. It cannot be in the objective case. Now, example number 14. My father and myself. Look at this. R is the verb. My father and myself is the subject. And मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, myself is a reflexive pronoun, and reflexive pronoun is not used before, not used in place of a subject. As a subject, you cannot use a reflexive pronoun. You will have to use a nominative case pronoun. Instead of saying my father and myself, you will have to say my father and I. Okay. My father and I are great followers of the tenets of socialism and will vote accordingly. So this is the example number 14. Now example number 15. As such, banks play an underappreciated role in the economy. To some extent, bank loan officers decide whom projects and or businesses are worth pursuing and are deserving of capital. Now we are talking about projects. We cannot say whom projects, we will have to say which projects and our businesses are worth pursuing. Okay, बैंक लोन ऑफिसर्स ये ऑब्जर्वेशन करते हैं कि कौन से प्रोजेक्ट्स और कौन से ऐसे बिजनेसेस है जो विच आर वर्थ परसुइंग. विच प्रोजेक्ट्स, वी से विच प्रोजेक्ट्स, नॉट हुज प्रोजेक्ट्स. ओके, whom project, we don't say whom project, we say which projects. Okay, so in this way option C is the answer in the question number 15 also. Now the last 5 questions. Last night they finished the work themselves. Themselves. It should be SELVES. Okay. Themselves. Plural अगर pronoun है तो उसको पॉजेसिव बनाने के, उसको रिफ्लेक्सिव बनाने के लिए हम SELF नहीं लगाते. वी ऐड SELVES टू मेक इट पॉजेसिव इफ इट इज प्लूरल. इफ इट इज सिंगुलर वी यूज SELF. इफ इट इज प्लूरल वी यूज SELVES. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 17. द बुक इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इट्स थीम इज कंप्लीटली माइंड ब्लोइंग वेर इन द जॉनर इज फैंटेसी. The book is very interesting and its theme is completely, there isn't any grammatical error in this sentence. So its answer is option D, no error. no error. Okay, now question number 18. Rahul says one must not reveal their planning. अभी one must not reveal, अगर they must not reveal होता तो यहाँ पे their planning okay होता, लेकिन यहाँ one है तो यहाँ पे one's planning होना चाहिए. One must not reveal one's planning, he must not reveal his planning, she must not reveal her planning. Okay, they must not reveal their planning. यहाँ they है क्या? नहीं, तो यहाँ one है तो यहाँ पे one's होना चाहिए. One must not reveal one's planning of career. Okay, to all. So this is the correction in part B. So the error is in part B in question number 18. Question number 19, there is no question of my failing in examination in English in the examination. There is no error in this sentence. So option D is the answer. Question number 20, the student who you thought so highly of has failed to win the first prize. Who you thought so highly of. Of है तो who okay है. अगर of ना होता तो whom you thought so highly. Okay, of is okay with who. So there is no grammatical error with this sentence also. So these were some of the examples of spotting errors based on the prepositions, and that's all for now. These are our contact details, email ID, phone numbers, and website. You can contact us using any of these details, and you can also follow us on various social platforms. So don't forget to subscribe us and watch the playlist. That's all for now. Thank you and have a nice day.